Good afternoon and welcome to Live at 5 on WBON Channel 9, where every local story starts here. I'm Gwendolyn Morton. Well, a roof collapse in Winchester has left one injured, and a Madison County landmark is being demolished. We've got all the details on those stories, plus lots more here live at 5. But first, some breaking news in our lead story today. WBON TV has received reports late this afternoon of a large police presence and ambulances at the resort apartments on Benson Drive in Richmond. The Madison County Coroner is also on scene. This is an active scene currently and an active investigation. We are following, and we have more on our website when those details become available officially. Make sure you tune in later and check out the website at WBONTV.com for those details. Well, a roof collapsed in Winchester, injuring one person. The incident occurred this morning at a building on the corner of Lexington Avenue and Main Street in the city's downtown area. According to fire officials, the parapet roof, which serves as a protective wall, barriers on the outside, collapsed onto the roof. Water is said to have played a role in the collapse. After the collapse, the basement of the building had about 2 feet of standing water. The 3-story structure houses apartments and a business. One person received minor injuries as a result of that collapse, and we're going to give you more details on that as that becomes available as well. Well, before Central High School was built in 1939 in Richmond, there were 8 existing high schools in Madison County. There were Kirksville, Waco, Kingston, Union City, Red House, and Miller. On Monday, September the 11th, 1939, classes were first held at the Central High School. High school students from Union City, Newby, Whitehall, Red House, and Miller School were all then bused to Central. Well, today, a piece of that Madison County history started being torn down. The aging building that once served as the old Union High School is being demolished for other business purposes by the new property owner, Roy Schweitzer. Sad to see that old building go down. Well, Mayor Robert Blythe was the guest speaker this morning at the Richmond Chamber of Commerce, the 2023 Business at Breakfast series. Blythe addressed the group and stated the city's general fund has a cash balance of $37 million and operated in the fiscal year 2022, $12 million under budget. The 2022 revenues were 124% above projected budget revenues, and the 2022 operating expenses were 87% of the projected cost. In addition, Blythe stated the contingency fund ended the year with $14 million. The reserve fund is currently funded at 41% of annual expenditures, and the capital projects fund is for $5.1 million available currently. Mayor Blythe stated that 629 new business licenses were issued in 2022, and over the last 5 years, 550 new jobs were created in the industrial and retail sector. Blythe reported 1,850 new building permits, 98 new commercial projects were started in 2022, and 4,000 inspections were conducted, with 540 citations issued for ordinance violations. Blythe reported to the group that a new park on the corner of 2nd Street and Moberly will include a Vietnam memorial, the first ever skate park, a playground for neighborhood children, and basketball courts. The mayor also stated the new park on the corner of Goggins Lane and Tates Creek Road is in the engineering stage, and the bid packages are scheduled to be solicited in June 2023. The 280-acre park will include soccer fields, football fields, basketball courts, tennis courts, and pickleball courts, as well as an all-accessible playground with walking and biking trails. Mayor pointed out that the full-time employees also received a 4% increase in salary pay in July 2022 due to the passage of the American Rescue Plan Act in 2021. The federal legislation provided $9 million, half of which has been delivered and the other expected to be delivered in July 2023. These funds must be obligated toward projects by 2024 and all the funds exhausted by 2026. The mayor ended his speech with, "Thank you for listening. May God continue to bless you this and every day, and may God bless the city of Richmond." Well, House Bill 319, which addresses the teacher shortage in Kentucky, is set to go before the legislation. With all the details on that bill, here's Lindsay Reed.
The issue with teacher burnout has left Kentucky schools in a chronic battle. Teacher retention has become a statewide issue, resulting in a teacher shortage. Kentucky Education Commissioner Jason Glass expressed to a committee of state lawmakers that nearly 3/4 of the state's teachers are at risk of leaving Kentucky public schools. A measure has been taken to the Capitol aiming to help the state's current teacher shortage. Until the state's issue can be solved, House Bill 319 would allow someone that received a bachelor's degree or master's degree to teach classes in the subject which they received the degree in. They would be given interim teaching certificates. This is a temporary provision that will be in place till June 30th, 2026, and then subject to review. House Bill 319 also seeks to place Kentucky in the Interstate Mobility Compact, which will allow educators to use an eligible license held in a compact member state to be granted an equivalent license in another compact member state, lowering barriers to teacher mobility and getting teachers back in the classroom seamlessly. The bill's sponsor, Republican Representative James Tipton, District 53, shared his views on House Bill 319.
House Bill 319 is not going to solve our problem, but I do believe that House Bill 319 is a good first step and make it easier and more conducive for individuals to consider going into the teaching profession and to keep them in the teaching profession.
Another representative from the Democratic Party, Josie Raymond of Louisville, also gave her vote for the 319 bill.
I expected a more robust bill that possibly addressed salaries, how we increase the pipeline, such as expanded scholarships or loan forgiveness for teaching students. I know in the legislature we say there's always next year, but our kids are only in first grade once, second grade once, third grade once. So I think we need to be very urgent in addressing this.
House Bill 319 now moves to the full House for consideration. The House Bill 319 also mimics the Senate Bill 486 that was passed in Indiana. For long-term solutions with teacher retention, there will be a teacher scholarship program. This gives students financial support but requires that every semester the student is given a scholarship, they will teach a semester. But if the student finds a passion for teaching, that money will turn into a loan. With House Bill 319 being a temporary fix for the state's teacher shortage, representatives are still in the works to solve this state's issue. I'm Lindsay Reed with WBON TV, and stay tuned for more news coverage.
Thanks, Lindsay, for that story. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We've got weather, sports, and lots more news coming up here live at 5.
At Fast Flow Plumbing, you aren't sending your money to Texas and Florida to the big corporate plumbing companies. We're local, and that allows us to invest in the latest technologies like Permaliner for no-dig sewer replacements, which we warranty for 20 years. Fast Flow is the future of plumbing. Don't destroy your landscaping and finished basement because a plumber tells you he has to replace your sewer. Keep your home beautiful. Call a local pro at Fast Flow.
If you've dreamed of a job where you can help keep your family and community safe while planning for the future, then you need to check out the Fayette County Detention Center.
We're starting out $20 an hour. We have 8 paid holidays, 120 hours of sick time and vacation time a year. When you work a holiday, you actually make double pay. Our retirement is at 25 years. If you start out at 21, you'll be fully retired at 46, 25, fully retired at 50. Fayette County Detention Center is an amazing place to work.
Hi there, I'm Alan Feldhouse Jr., head basketball coach at Madison Central High School. Here at MCHS, we have built a winning team. I'd like to tell you about another local winning team, family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. They specialize in roofing, general construction, and home maintenance services. Just like on the court, you need a team that will work together to get the job done, and that's exactly what BRC does. Give them a call at 859-353-1133. Row Tribe.
Now is the perfect time to apply for seasonal positions with Richmond Parks and Rec. Positions include Adventure Falls manager and workers, Paradise Cove managers and workers for the front desk and concessions, summer camp director and workers, umpires and scorekeepers for the adult softball season, and seasonal maintenance. Positions are also available for lifeguarding. To apply for those positions, email hiring@bluegrasspools.com. For our other positions, visit richmond.ky.us or find Parks and Rec on social media at Richmond KY Parks.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
Man Chrysler in Richmond is Truck Town, USA. New trucks, used trucks, little trucks, big trucks, short trucks, long trucks. Hey, that's not a truck. Work trucks and fancy trucks. Who says you can't get a truck? Come on down to Man Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Richmond for your best deal today. Truck Town, USA.
Well, welcome back to Live at 5 on WBON Channel 9. Well, if you take this weather outside we've had today, let's just pace that through the rest of the week, maybe even the month. I really am enjoying this little warm sprig of weather we've had. We've got meteorologist Sam Ryan. He's in the Weather Center. Sam, please, let's do this again.
Thanks, Grenolyn. Hi, everyone. From your Bluegrass Restoration and Construction Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Sam Ryan. Beautiful afternoon, warm out there, near record highs. Now, we're going to have a big crash in temperatures, though, heading into the overnight tonight. We do have a cold front that will move on through, and that will send those temperatures down about 20 degrees from our afternoon here Thursday as we go into Friday afternoon. See those overnight temperatures just dropping. It's pretty steady there. We'll wake up in the upper 30s and mid to upper 30s out there for Friday morning, and kind of a mild start. Temperatures will be again cooler than what we experience here naturally. We'll be up close to 50 degrees into the afternoon, partly cloudy skies. There may be a couple drips out there as the front moves through. Here we are into the afternoon, then we'll get into some more sunshine. And then we actually have a warm front that will be on its way for Sunday. So as soon as we cool down, we warm back up basically as we go into early next week. So Saturday remains kind of the same, a little bit warmer than it will be here Friday. Looking at precipitation amounts, I mentioned a few drips along that front. Most of it's down to our south, but again, just can't rule out a couple drips on the windshield if you happen to wake up and park your car outside in the morning. 49 though for a daytime high here Friday. See temperatures right around 50 degrees. Saturday, a couple degrees warmer. Again, isolated drips possible. Some lingering cloud cover. And into the day Sunday, notice the winds out of the northeast Saturday, and then they start to shift out of the west-southwest. That's the warm front moving over us sometime late Sunday. That's really going to kick up the winds out of the south here Monday, and not only warm us up, high of 69 degrees, but also bring in some thunderstorms. A powerful area of low pressure will be developing out of the Midwest and tracking up to our northeast. Looks like we'll be in the warm sector. Could have a couple severe storms in here too. It's a long ways out, so a lot of uncertainty with that. We'll keep an eye on it. Meanwhile, we'll start to clear out and stay mild as we go through next week. That's a look at your greater Richmond area weather forecast. I'm WBON TV9 meteorologist Sam Ryan. Grenolyn.
Thanks, Sam. And for weather all the time, you'll find it on Channel 9 online. Check out our Facebook page and WBONTV.com. Well, O'Charlie's, located off the Eastern Bypass in Richmond, has passed its recent inspection after being temporarily closed due to health department concerns. In the restaurant's previous health inspection last week, the Madison County Health Department reported issues with cleanliness and a need for repairs in the establishment. During its most recent inspection, Madison County Health Department reported that all issues identified previously have been corrected. O'Charlie's is currently open again and accepting customers. Well, a Corbin woman charged with her mother's murder in 2018 recently entered a guilty plea in Laurel Circuit Court. Christy Elizabeth McFadden was charged with Sherry Rose's murder, tampering with physical evidence, and abuse of a corpse. According to Commonwealth's attorney Jackie Steele, McFadden was recommended to serve 27 years in prison, but will be eligible for parole after 20 years under state law. She will be sentenced in court on March the 15th. In the case, Joseph Craig McFadden is also charged with murder, abuse of a corpse, theft of Rose's vehicle, fleeing and evading police, and tampering with physical evidence are among the charges. Steele stated that he, too, pled guilty, but that his sentencing has yet to be determined. Well, in a story that we've been following right here on WBON TV, a grand jury has indicted former University of Kentucky student Sophia Rosing after a video of her shouting racial slurs surfaced last year. In November of 2022, Rosing was accused of yelling racial slurs at a Black University of Kentucky student that had been working the front desk when Rosing had entered Boyd Residence Hall. Bystanders took video of the occurrence, which went viral shortly thereafter. Police reports also allege that Rosing began assaulting an officer while she was being detained. The University of Kentucky announced that Rosing is no longer a student on November the 19th. She will not be eligible to re-enroll as a student, and she is banned indefinitely from campus. Rosing has been charged with 3 counts of assault in the 4th degree, 1 count of assault in 3rd degree, 1 count of 2nd degree disorderly conduct, and 1 count of alcohol intoxication. Court records show that Rosing's arraignment will take place March the 17th of this year. While Lexington Animal Rescue is looking for help with an emergency fund, Paws for the Cause recently accepted 2 Johnson County rescues. The dogs were in terrible shape. One of them, Wonder, had been starved and severely abused. According to reports, the starvation was planned, which is heartbreaking. People do not respect animals in the same way that most animals do, and it's very sad to see cases like this when you see dogs who are terrified of people, and we know why. The rescue is attempting to raise $20,000 in order to help the dogs. One of them has already been placed in foster care. Wonder is receiving assistance. You can donate to that cause at Paws, the number 4, the cause, pawsforthecause.com. That's a good way to give back to the community there. Well, during the regular session of the Kentucky General Assembly in 2023, a bill to progressively raise the minimum wage has been introduced. Senate Bill 32 was introduced by State Senator from Lexington, D. Reggie Thomas. The minimum wage will climb gradually over the following 5 years with a goal of reaching $15 an hour by July of 2028. State Senator Thomas stated in the release that Kentucky's working families are trying to keep up with the rising expenses of basic essentials while salaries have remained flat. To ensure that hardworking Kentuckians can earn a fair wage and create a better future for themselves and their communities, incremental minimum wage increases are essential. If the Senate bill passes, cities would be permitted to adopt their own minimum wage regulations. Well, a man from Lexington was sentenced to 25 years in prison for his role in the death of a 4-month-old boy in 2018. Brent Kelty, 32, was sentenced to 16 years in prison for manslaughter and 9 years for probation violations on Thursday morning, all to run consecutively. He will be eligible for parole in 13 years. Kelty was initially charged with murder and being a persistent felony offender in the death of Landon Mays, a 4-month-old boy who died from head trauma, according to the indictment. According to court documents, Kelty pleaded guilty to lesser charges of first-degree manslaughter as part of the plea deal in January. The charge of persistent felony offender was dropped. According to court documents, he faces 16 years in prison for manslaughter, and as part of the plea agreement, any sentences imposed in this case will run concurrently with any other felony sentences Kelty may have received in the past. With that, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We've got more news, and of course, we've got Dawson Roll coming up with sports right after this.
The City of Richmond Stormwater Management Program works to protect our waterways from pollution and to help citizens with stormwater runoff and flooding. Stormwater is the rain and snow that runs off rooftops, roads, sidewalks, and other surfaces that cannot absorb water, which affects water quality. The City of Richmond Stormwater Management Program is dedicated to helping its citizens understand what stormwater is and its impacts on our watersheds and waterways. For more info, visit buildrichmondky.com and click on the Stormwater tab.
Batteries Unlimited in Richmond can energize you when your batteries fade out. They can also cut and make most home and automobile keys, replace and program key fobs, and make copies of your house keys. Plus, cell phone screen repair. Bring in your Apple or Samsung today. We are your home for all batteries. Go see Chris at Batteries Unlimited. Commercial Drive in Richmond.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop's Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop's Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
If you love local sports, you'll love the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Join your hosts Samantha Burford and Michael Watkins as they break down, recap, and preview sports news in our area. Each Monday night from 6 to 7 on WBON TV Channel 9 and on Y92.5, V99.3, and CBS Sports Radio 103.5. The Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show is also brought to you by the Richmond Raceway, Bluegrass Restoration and Construction, the Law Office of Patrick O'Neill, Nuevo Vallarta, and Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Choose Mercy Health, Markham and Wallace Hospital for your health care. Consider having your preventative care such as a CT lung screening, a mammogram, or a colonoscopy at Markham and Wallace Hospital. You can feel safe to come to the hospital campus. Following CDC guidelines, our care team is doing everything possible to ensure your safety and well-being. For more information about Markham and Wallace Hospital, call 606-723-2115 or visit mercy.com.
Welcome back to Live at 5 on WBON Channel 9 with the boys and girls district championships on the line tomorrow. The sports crew is getting ready for a big night of hoops on Friday. With the district's title preview, here's WBON TV sports anchor Dawson Roll.
The district finals begin tomorrow. Do we have two gigantic games coming up when those begin? The county clash, as many people call it, will commence for the girls and boys games, but this isn't a regular season rivalry game. These games are for district bragging rights, county bragging rights for the year, and one game of home advantage for regions. So let's look ahead to the two big matchups, game by game. With the ladies' game first, which will also tip first, Central and Southern rematch after a fun game they played earlier in the season. Central won that one 48-35 in the first matchup, but the game was at Madison Central. This time the two meet on a neutral court in front of both teams' fan bases. For Southern, Lacey Sandlin led the Lady Eagles in points with 11 that game, while Bailey Hensley led the Lady Indians with 17. In terms of RPI, this game will be 2 versus 7 for the 11th region. But both teams are battle-tested. Coach Curtis is no stranger to 44th District Tournament wins. But Scott True is also coming in with a winning background at previous coaching spots also. And in the last 5 matchups, Southern has a 3-2 lead in the games played, and won. And that will be put to the test tomorrow night. This matchup is going to be a perfect start to the 44th District Championship night. I would shout out players like I usually do, but there's just too many important girls from both teams to get to all of them. Now, on the boys' side, we get part 2 of the county clash. The first matchup was won by Central 79-59, but both teams' lineups could be a little different. Madison Central's missing a starter, Hagan Harrison, who quit the team. He had 21 points in that regular season matchup, while the Eagles will have Jay Rose playing, but on a sprained ankle. The rematch at EKU is super important, because realistically, the loser of this game will have to go on the road for regions and most likely travel to Douglas, Great Crossing, or Lexcath. And neither team wants this. So winning district is very important for all those other reasons plus that. For both teams, they're going to need some guys to step up to be able to pull out this win. For example, Avery Davidson for Southern or Eli Steele for Central. Looking at the game from a revenge standpoint, Central wants to get districts back, but Southern's looking to defend their title, with most of their guys having experience from last year's district title win. For the RPI again, these teams are much closer in the boys' side of things, being 5 versus 7 this time around. Coaching experience in this one definitely goes to Alan Feldhouse, though Bill Bevins has been here and is an assistant many times himself. The 11th Region Tournament is also quickly approaching, and for boys and girls, here are some teams that Southern or Central could face. For boys, there's Lexington Catholic, LCA, Great Crossing, and Frederick Douglass, while the girls has Douglass, Powerhouse Franklin County, and Lexington Catholic. These are all teams that could be played next week, but first, tomorrow night's very important games. I'm ready for these two matchups and to see who wins and gets to cut down the district nets. Hey, and if you save me a piece, I'll keep it here at the station. But for real, we'll be there tomorrow for both the Lady Eagles and Lady Indians and boys teams to see who can be victorious. Till tomorrow, just keep basketball on your mind and get excited.
Thanks, Dawson, for that sports report. We're going to take one more quick break. We'll be right back. Lots more news here on Live at 5.
WBON TV 9 is proud to be your source for local news, local weather, and local sports. At WBON TV 9, we pride ourselves on being the local leader when something happens in our area. Channel 9 reaches nearly 900,000 people with our over-the-air coverage. WBON TV 9 is also the #1 source you turn to locally for news on Facebook and WBONTV.com. Now you can enjoy all the local news, weather, and sports each weekday afternoon. Join us each weekday from 5 to 5:30 for the Live at 5 newscast. It's streaming on the WBON TV Facebook page, YouTube channel, Roku channel, and our live player on WBONTV.com. And of course on Richmond's first TV channel, available on Spectrum Channel 712, Urban Community Television, PRTC Cable, and Channel 9.1 over the air. WBON TV, where every local story starts here.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
When you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Jerry Goebel in Richmond today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey Madison County, did you know Berea Ace Hardware is more than just a hardware store? Berea Ace Hardware carries the top brands like Skag, Echo, Steel, Spartan, Toro, Bentelli e-bikes, Wolf brand scooters, Trailmaster go-karts, and Red Cat Racing RC cars. Check us out at BereaAce.com. We sell fun at Berea Ace.
This is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Looking for some fun? The Galaxy Bowling Center has a league for you. No matter your skill level, you can come out, make some new friends, and have a great time. Call 624-4444 for details. Or if you're more of a trivia person, Champions Grill has you covered every Tuesday starting at 7 with great prizes and all-you-can-eat wings for only $19.99. Why go anywhere else? The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Grill, your ticket to fun just off I-75, exit 87 in Richmond.
At WBON TV 9, you can count on our weather team to keep you up to date with all the latest developments, watches, and warnings.
We're here for you night and day, 24/7, no matter what the weather brings.
WBON TV 9 and our media partner 100.7 The Coyote are dedicated to you. That's why we say when the weather turns extraordinary, so does our coverage.
Get your forecast each weekday during the Live at 5 newscast on WBON TV 9, where every local story starts here.
Welcome back to Live at 5 on WBON Channel 9. Well, Baptist Health in Richmond is hosting a prepared childbirth and breastfeeding class next Saturday, the 25th of February. This class will include information on pushing techniques and help during birthing, information on postpartum, breastfeeding information, instructions, tips, and more. The class is recommended for those who are between 24 and 38 weeks of pregnancy, and although it is recommended that your labor support person attend with you, it's not required, and those who attend will still benefit from the information given. Attendees will receive a book about the labor process that includes an app and other useful flyers about breastfeeding and newborns. To sign up for the class or get more information for this event, you can visit www.events.baptisthealth.com. That's www.events.baptisthealth.com. Well, with that, we're going to close out another episode of Live at 5 right here on WBON TV. Thanks so much for joining us here today from me and all the rest of the crew at WBON. We appreciate you watching. Of course, we'll be right back here tomorrow with lots more news, sports, and the Weekender because it's going to be Friday. Have a wonderful afternoon. Enjoy this beautiful weather. I'll see you right back here tomorrow, Live at 5.